Hi, everyone. My name is Taylor McCavanagh, and I'm one of the doctoral interns at Georgia State University's Counseling Center. I'm going to do another canvas with you today. So here's a preview of what hopefully the end product will look like. It's a cool little outdoor scene mixed with some nature and animals, so we'll see if we can do it. It's probably one of the more challenging ones that I've tried to do recently, so let's get working. We have our paints and our canvas and our brush again. And since this is going to be a little bit more of an outdoorsy kind of canvas that we're gonna paint this time, I'm thinking of doing more of like a sunset kind of color scheme. So for that, you wanna do more orange and yellow, and maybe a little bit of red, so we're gonna see how it comes out. So first, kind of just like we did last time, put some paint everywhere, and add however much paint you feel comfortable with. And once we start kind of spreading it all together, we'll see how it comes out, and we'll see what we want to change it into. If we want more yellow or more orange. So you can kind of tell right now it's a little heavy on the orange, which is fine. Not necessarily the color that I'm particularly going for right now. So super easy fix. We're just gonna put some more yellow on there. Blend it in a little bit more so we get more of like a lighter scheme here. So I also have two different kinds of yellows here. This is like more of a darker yellow. The other one I did was more of a brighter yellow, and it's just not coming out the way that I'm wanting it right this second, so I'm just gonna add more of this yellow and see what the difference might be. So we're getting more of like the orange yellow feel. So I'm gonna add some red in certain areas to see if it doesn't make the color pop a little bit more. Because how the picture is gonna look, it's gonna be this direction. So I'm thinking maybe adding more red towards the bottom might look a little cool. So let's see what that looks like. And just kind of only keeping it towards the bottom, how might that look different? All right, so you can see that's a little darker at the bottom. So let's make it a little lighter at the top then. Let's add some of the more brighter yellow at the top and see what happens there. And you see I haven't really washed my brush at all this time. It helps keep the colors more consistent. So that's also a good thing to think about as well while you're painting. That really didn't do much because I didn't put too much on there. Let's see what happens if I put a little bit more. kind of darker at the bottom, lighter at the top. It's good to remember at this point to make sure you get the sides on all of the canvas, particularly because you're probably not going to come across these colors again, just because we mixed them up so sporadically. So what might be helpful is starting at the top where you were with the colors and just kind of extending it out to the sides. Doesn't need to be too much paint, but really just pushing down the paint that you already have. You see how it kind of matches up there? But you can tell on this side it doesn't match as well. See? So we'll redo that after. But like I said, just kind of extending the paint down. What I'm gonna do is just add a little bit, tiny bit of red here so I can pick up the color again and then get it onto the bottom side. So here's our canvas. We'll just let it dry for a little bit now. And we put a lot of color on it, so we don't necessarily need a second coat, which is really good for this one because trying to get a second coat of colors that you kind of just blend in is typically really hard. So we'll let this dry for a little bit, and then we will sketch the design of the picture that you already saw onto this canvas. So what I'm gonna do, since this picture is a little different than the last couple ones we've done, I'm going to have my laptop right here with the image so I can see it while I'm drawing. For now, the only thing we need is a pencil because we're going to kind of sketch the outlining of the bear with the trees. And then later on, all we need is the black color paint. So first we're just gonna sketch it out with a pencil. You may not be able to see too well, but I really just wanted to do a rough outline of the bear itself. So if you can see, that's what the bear looks like finished, and then this is what we have so far. So I'm going to make some lines, erase some areas, and then cut into the back of the bear to add these tree-like figures. Now I retraced over the lines and kind of drew in where the mountains will be versus where the trees will be based off of this picture right here. And I'm going to outline a little bit more of where the ends of the mountains were and think of how I'm going to draw that. So now this is the outline of what the bear with the trees will look like. And really what's going to make the difference is how we paint it with the black color. So we'll get started on painting now. Now you can see I outlined the bottom portion of the bear itself, and I'm just going to color this part in now with all black, and then I will do the rest of the trees and the mountain tops a little different. So we just separated out that piece right now. This is what we have so far, painting the outsides of the bear. We're going to see where there's these white spots, and that's just going to be the color of the background here. So everything else that you see that is black on the screen, we're going to continue to paint black over here. So you can see this is kind of what it looks like up closer. And here's what the image was again. So really looking at where the white spots are, that's really just going to be your background to give it some depth and give it some differentiation between the picture. And now I'm going to draw some of these little birds up in the space on top. So here's the final product. Definitely one of the harder ones I've done before. Thank you all for joining me again today. I hope that you had some fun and learned that nothing needs to be perfect when you're drawing. This is really just something to take your mind off of everything going on. Especially if you're, still going through this quarantine alone. I hope you continue to enjoy the rest of your summer, stay safe, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Take care.